we agree. Say no to Aaron Rodgers. Say yes to keeping Lance. But that doesn't mean that the Niners are going to take our advice. Usually they don't, even though we're great quality control consultants. Larry Krueger, friend of the show, is adamant that he thinks the Niners are going to trade Trey Lance on draft night. That's his prediction. He doesn't think they necessarily should. Do you agree with Larry? Do you think they're going to trade Trey Lance on draft night?
Okay, I want to preface it by saying I really like Larry, and I have all the respect for him, and he really knows football. I humbly disagree. Unless the Niners are actually insane, and I haven't really seen evidence that they're insane, I don't see why they would make that deal. And I'm willing to back it up with a bet. I'm willing to bet you, Iggy.
You know, I actually agree with you on this. So I don't know what we're betting. I don't think the Niners have the guts to trade Trey Lance. I think one of us was supposed to take the other side, but organically we both agree with each other. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. The third round pick that they might get is not worth the risk of what you could lose.
So we're not betting?
We're not betting. You blew it. You blew the whole thing.
Why did I blow it?
We were talking on the phone yesterday. You said you thought they were gonna trade Trey Lance on draft. Now you changed your mind.
I got confused.
You talked yourself out of it. That's okay. You were going to lose that bet.
I'm an old man.
It's all right.
So we both agree that they're not going to trade him. Okay, give me one reason why they're not going to trade him.
Because they don't have the guts. They don't know. They might think he's not that good. They might think Brock's better, but they know that they're not that good at judging quarterbacks. And they know there's a possibility he could go somewhere and end up being everything they thought he'd be. And then they'd look like really, really incompetent. And I don't think they're willing to risk it.
Right. Also, if they trade him for a pick, you're laughing because I got confused. If they trade him for a pick, a lot of the local media, i.e., you, would probably criticize them, and I think they're very sensitive to criticism.
I agree. I also think a lot of the fans would be. I think a lot of the media would try to make excuses. I don't know why. But a lot of media would be like, it's so brave that they admitted that they were wrong, and they'd spin it in a positive way. But fans, I think, would be pissed. 2/3 would be like, hold on. You sold us on this kid. We were patient for 2 years. We believed there was a plan, and then you just get rid of him without even seeing. Like, I feel stupid. I think a lot of fans would feel upset.
Right, that they were played for a sucker.
Absolutely. No question. You know, you told us that to be patient, that you're going to develop this guy, and really you never did. And we just spent the last 2 years fantasizing about nothing.
Right. And again, earlier we were talking about transparency. This would make them seem so opaque, not transparent.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't trust anything they say because
that's
just
right.
2 weeks ago at the owners' meetings, Kyle Shanahan literally said, we believe Trey Lance would have had a really good season last year if he'd stayed healthy. So how do you trade him for nothing 2 months later? A month later.
I know.
Yeah.
I love if he'd stay healthy, like it was his fault.
Okay. I totally
What a
that.
bum. What a bum. He ran up the middle on a power run, and he had the nerve to break to break his foot, to break his leg.
Yeah.
What a bum.
Yeah. Or what bad luck. What bad
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that we have the worst luck in terms of injuries every single year. It's funny. The Niners are so proud about being the most physical team in the league, and how they want to beat you up and they want to wear you down. And they don't figure out like the next step of the equation. Like, why do we always have so many injuries? Because you play that way. It's a double-edged sword, but they can't go there. It's all right. David W. says, given the quarterback injury carousel on this team and its lack of emphasis on the O-line, would it not be wise to keep both Purdy and Lance on the roster? And
Darnold. And Darnold. And Johnny Unitas, so that they can get him.
Just in case. Dustin the Gale says, do you think the Jets could be stalling so that they don't have to trade any of their 2023 draft picks?
I don't know what the Jets are doing.
With Rodgers? Possible. Or maybe Rodgers is stalling. Or maybe no one's stalling. I don't know. Ezio Sanchez says most dominant basketball player was Laker era Shaq.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Will Chamberlain once scored
They changed the illegal defense rules because of Shaq, though. Because he was so dominant, he could just push his way to the basket all of a sudden. Then you could double team him.
Will Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game.
It's true.
Give
he did. Gold-blooded says, respectfully disagree. We have seen the Niners are insane. We've injured 7 quarterbacks under Kyle and still haven't invested in the O-line. That's insane.
Right. I agree.
I mean, insanity is having the same problem over and over again and I mean, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So, yeah.
That's right.
I would have to say that. Robert Saleh told me that one time.
What did he say?
The insanity thing. When I didn't get a job, he was like, the insanity clause.
The insanity clause.
I didn't get a job. He called me. He's like, we got to talk. You know, like, you got to do something different. Because doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. And that's when I started getting into videos. So shout out to Robert Saleh. The Niners got to do something different.
Okay, a question about Robert Saleh. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets?
Starting to look shaky.
I think so.
Starting to look shaky.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
My guess is he's not going to the Jets.
Yeah. Feels like it would have happened by now if it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going to happen? Is he going to go to a mystery team or is he going to stay in Green Bay after all this?
I wouldn't be surprised if he stays in Green Bay.
I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. This guy milks all the attention all offseason to do nothing and stay on the same team and play the same and lose in the first round of the playoffs. I agree with you, Dad. I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers.